pipelines, so they're everywhere. It's millions of miles. They're old, much like the rest of our nation's infrastructure, right? They're all 60 years old. So they leak. The pipelines account for about 40% of all methane emissions in the U.S. And that so natural gas is a big part of it, but also there's big oil spills, and there have been some very high profile incidents that unfortunately occurred. I'm from San Francisco. There's a natural gas explosion in San Bruno, which is in the Bay Area here. Unfortunately, like 8 people lost their lives. There have been other high-profile incidents as well. So it's kind of it's top of mind. There's certainly an economic toll because pipelines are it's a logistics business. You're moving product from point A to point B. So if there's a leak or some incident, you have to shut it down. The operator is going to lose money. It's not good for them. There's an environmental toll. If there's a leak, obviously there's billions in remediation or in environmental damages that have occurred. And then the remediation cost to clean up those efforts is substantial. And then, like I said, there's a human toll, right? There's been, unfortunately, considerable, loss of life and injuries due to some of these incidents. So all of that together, and our first line of defense is some kids sticking their head out the window of a crop duster is a bit disconcerting. And it really hasn't, and if you ask the operators themselves, they are not very, no one really likes their aerial program. It's kind of a nuisance.
This kid doesn't really care. He's just trying to get his flight hours anyway.
I'm probably going to piss some people off if they hear this in the industry. They say, "Oh no, we're more robust than that," and that right. But I'm taking kind of the bottom average here. And there are companies, there are operators now that are leaning into new solutions and better options, and so some have looked at, well, maybe we can do drones, but we'd have to deploy thousands of drones, and you can't do beyond line of sight anyway. So you have to have a pilot operating it and all this crap. So it's really difficult to do. Anyway, this is a problem that's tailor-made for the space sector.
Yeah,
we have this huge amount of infrastructure all across not just North America, but globally. It needs persistent monitoring, and you need the ability to see the unseen a lot of times, because 90% of pipelines are buried underground. So you're not going to see with the naked eye these huge leaks. If there's a leak, it's generally going to start developing early underground. So you need to be able to see very early chemical changes in the surrounding environments. And so that's why hyperspectral is really critical.